But they play like that, and a lot of streamers play like that. So let's get to that topic. What do you think about this whole shift from rappers being stars to streamers being the stars? Like, the streamers are like the biggest stars on the planet right now. You see this kid, iShowSpeed. You see Kai Cenat. You see Aiden Ross. You see these guys gone to and they're signing like these 1-year contracts for $100 million. It's crazy, man. What do you think about this?
The music is over. The jig is up. You doing 2-minute songs in a video, attracting all that. People want to see how entertaining you are because that music video get played out. The consumer base of music, everybody doing that. So right now with the podcast and the streaming, new wave, new era, they saying, look, bro, I could wake up every day and be entertained. People want to watch entertainment. You know what I'm saying? And a rapper, you ever talk to a rapper outside of music? Some of them dudes is cornballs. You know what I'm saying? They caught up in the scandals. You know what I'm saying? They write dope raps, but then they can't read or write. You know what I'm saying?
This is a big one, man. They don't do good interviews, if you notice too, man. They like they don't have that gift of gab you got, Anita Boy. They don't have that gift of gab like Charleston White. They don't have that gift of gab like, even say like TTE Naughty, who's gone, you know what I'm saying? Free them. But they don't have that gift of gab. And that, I don't know, for sitting down listening to somebody for a long period of time, they got to have that gift of gab or just be that much of an artist. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, but these streamers are doing music. DDG streaming, he's a rapper. He's doing bigger numbers than an artist.
True.
And they hating on him. Oh, he's a YouTuber streamer. So what? That boy got more views than you will ever get in your lifetime. He got more money like Kai Cenat got with. These rappers got to go sit down with these streamers to stay relevant.
Facts.
Possible. Man, yeah.
I never thought I'd see the day. Where the rapper has to go boost their career in order to keep their career alive, sit down with the streamer. You know what I'm saying? Because the streamers were always kind of goofy kids. You know what I mean?
Pussy doll. I have to go sit down with streamers and none of that. He already viral doing his podcast and he's an independent artist. I think now you can't just be a rapper. You have to have a YouTube channel. You have to be relevant. You have to put out content. Because if you ain't putting out content, you dry like wallpaper. Nobody want to see no artist drop a video every 6 months and we still supporting your movement. Nah. People got
and I agree with what you said wholeheartedly because the proof is in the pudding. We see it. But did you see any of my interview that I did with Baby Joe? You know, NBA YoungBoy is one of his most successful artists outside of his camp. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the interview, I asked Baby Joe because Baby Joe's still young. He looked like 24, 25. You know, he already had a major deal, but he's probably going to sign some other deal in the future. A lot going on, right?
Mm.
And he still got the name value. Well, I asked him straight up, just because his age and stuff like, well, what do you think is up with this whole thing with the artists now? You know what I mean? Because you have examples of the older artists are outselling. And he even said, man, the barrier to entry is just too easy. It's too easy to be a rapper. And these dudes are not making good music. They're not making actual music. They just doing whatever. And NBA YoungBoy is one of the only people that he's worked with or that he knows that who actually focuses on actually making music. Like, I'm going to do this, these riffs in the back, these ad libs, you know what I mean? Like, actual make music, you know what I mean?
All right.
So in a situation like that, you have the Clips come out and they drop an album. And they've been gone for about 15 years and it's an instant hit. What do you think of that scenario?
Connections, in the music industry is very important, but also financial backing. A lot of these young artists, they paying for the videographer and, they waiting for somebody else to push them. With these seasoned dudes like the Clips, man, they've been around for a long time and they know people in high power places, but these artists, they not talking about nothing people could feel anymore. Music used to make you feel something. It used to motivate you, it inspire you, it make you feel something. These artists, it's too much auto-tune, man, and they using words they can't even pronounce properly. So the game is oversaturated with, artists because of social media. Anybody can pay for social media ads and pay to get up there to the top. And all you need is one good hit. And a lot of these artists are just coming up off of luck. But the Clips, shout out to the Clips for their success, man.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope to see. I actually enjoyed the album, actually. And I didn't think I would, because I'm not the biggest Clips fan, but I do appreciate their discography. It's just, it was a shocker, man. I actually enjoyed that album, man. Now, what do you think about the point about the barrier to entry? Is it just too easy to be a rapper now?
Yeah, it's very easy. It's very easy. It's too many loopholes. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays, you gotta be able to produce numbers, and a lot of these numbers is fabricated. These dudes are buying numbers. You know what I'm saying? And of course, some of these people can catch those bots, but it still won't stop you from getting recognition. Everybody out here all you need is a good videographer and some well-known people to promote your video on their page. We got blog sites, we got podcasts, that you could go do interviews on, platforms where you could become relevant. All you need is one dope interview and, your music could sound like dog shit and somebody be out here playing that shit. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. Now, when it comes to like the whole button situation, it seems like that's just something that's here to stay. You know what I mean? The way that I see it, and I've heard academics take on it and different other podcasters and people talking about it. But when you got the majors and you've got also the streamers and everybody flooding social media all at the same time, I don't know, like coming in the game, just like clean, no button, just trying to grow organically. I don't know if it's possible anymore. What do you think?
It's gonna be hard. Back then, even with just coming to the platforms back then, you had to really earn your way. YouTube is pushing a lot of small YouTube content creators. TikTok, they're pushing the small channels. They leveled the field because they realize that if they keep making the people that work so hard, that establish their brands to make all this money, they're going to lose in the end. So they're trying to give these small outlets the opportunity to make money and pay less. But the jig is up, man. It's either you got this game or you don't. And a lot of people hate on this content space because, especially in game culture, because they don't know how to talk. They don't know how to cut on the camera and be entertaining. So they'll downplay somebody that's trying to win on this game. And a lot of people be backbiting and cherry picking with this content space. So it kind of hinder a lot of people, man.
That is true, man. That is a very good point. Because, a lot of people, there's a gift in the gap, man. There's a talent in talking. And just like streamers, it's not easy. Like a lot of those people who did did you see the Streamer University?
I've seen a little bit of it. Yeah, I've seen a little bit of it.
Well, the clips, I don't expect us, like me, like that's definitely not in my group, to be sitting there watching the whole stream. But, a lot of those people kind of came back from some of the clips I saw and saw really how hard it is to entertain people for 4 hours straight, 5 hours straight. Now, I know you do this and you stream as well. Like, could you talk a little bit about what it takes to do that and why people are finding such a hard time into the space?
Mm. Yeah, man. You know what? This is my thing. You got to know how to tell a story. You got to be, flamboyant with not just talking, but trying to, have an image. You got to have some suave. Your feng shui got to be like on par, and you got to hit key points. And can you speak with making something pop? You know what I'm saying? When you talking on a camera, you supposed to paint a picture like Picasso with your words. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these dudes haven't gravitated to that. But I tell you this, if they start restricting a lot of these, the rules and engagement to this content space, a lot of dudes go fall off. A lot of people, they fell off. They're still around. They're not really floating like that. It's hard to stay in the forefront because there's going to be some people come up and pass you by, and that's okay. But you got to stay doing it no matter what. Like when I drop content, I'm not in competition with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I'm in my own lane because there's no traffic there. I got an audience. And no matter what I do for the rest of my life, I'm going to always have this audience because I've been putting in the work for it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, nah, that's real. That's real. And you made a great point about, smaller, like YouTube is one of the fairest, YouTube and TikTok are two of the fairest platforms. with pushing small creators, like actually getting their stuff in front of people, you know? So as far as creation of content, it seems like it's always going to be some sort of a level playing field, right?
Right. I mean, they f***ed it up for us, man, because at the end of the day, we didn't get it like that. They didn't push us. We had to really grind and to watch those numbers be stuck at them small corner pockets for a minute till we kept putting out the content. You know, we had to fight for everything we got. They didn't lower the requirements, all that crazy stuff. We didn't get it like that, you know? So that's a little black eye in the game, but keep doing y'all thing, man. Y'all got a little easy, but I noticed these new up and content creators, they be like, man, I just did 90,000. What you do? All right, where you competing with a nigga? You did one video with 90,000. I did 15,000. Yeah, see, we killing. Nah, stop that. Stop jumping out y'all body, bro, because with this new analytics, man, and this algorithm, man, one day you out, one day you not. The numbers got to drop. It's going to drop. It will drop. It's about the consistency, because all it takes is for you to drop one good video again and it's going to be back popping.